Sleep is an important factor in our daily lives. Everyone needs sleep to function effectively and sufficiently. We will present a descriptive type of study regarding sleep with the data collected through observational method. Sleep is a natural recurrent state of mind and body characterized by altered consciousness, inhibited sensory activity, inhibition of nearly all voluntary muscles, and reduced interactions with surroundings. It is the body's way to remove toxins in the brain and regain energy. Our general objective for this study is to describe the sleep characteristics of Research Methodology 1 students of academic year 2016-2017. We have summarized and graphed the results obtained from the survey conducted among fourth-year students from different programs under the College of Rehabilitation Sciences. Our three specific objectives include sleep quality, the hours of sleep, and troubles of staying awake. There was a total of 266 participants from four different courses. 176 were females, 90 were males, of which 117 came from physical therapy, 78 came from the occupational therapy, 37 came from the speech-language pathology, and lastly, 34 came from the sports science course. The following data were obtained. The first graph represents the course versus sleep quality. Among the four courses given, PT, OT, SLP, and SPS, 6 students from physical therapy and 1 student from SPS reported very bad. 32 students from PT, 16 students from OT, 8 students from SLP, and 9 students from SPS reported fairly bad, making it the second most common response regarding sleep quality. Being the most response regarding sleep quality, 57 students from PT, 51 students from OT, 27 students from SLP, and 22 students from SPS reported fairly good, making it the number one response with 157 respondents. There were 37 respondents for the very good category. 22 of them came from PT, 11 from OT, 2 from SLP, and 2 again from SPS. This graphical presentation shows that the majority responded to fairly good regarding sleep quality with 157 respondents, making it number one. The next popular response would be fairly bad with 65 respondents. Second to the last would be very good with 37 respondents, and lastly, with only 7 respondents for very bad. The second graph represents the course versus the hours of sleep. Based on the data gathered, majority of the correspondents, 48 out of 117, from PT sleeps for less than 5 hours per night, while majority from OT, 31 out of 78, SLP, 14 out of 37, and SPS, 17 out of 34, sleeps for 5 to 6 hours per night. It can be observed that PT students have the least hours of sleep and OT students ranked second. The third graph represents the courses versus their trouble staying awake. Among the 4 courses given, 68 students from PT, 47 students from OT, 18 students from SLP, and 21 students from SPS reported of trouble staying awake this past month. For the respondents of trouble staying awake this past 1 to 2 weeks, 20 came from PT, 8 from OT, 12 for SLP, and 8 for SPS. For the respondents of trouble staying awake this past 2 to 3 weeks, 15 came from PT, 14 from OT, 4 for SLP, and 4 for SPS. There were 14 respondents of trouble staying awake this past 3 weeks or more, from PT, 9 from OT, 3 for SLP, and 1 from SPS. It can be implied that PT course has the largest number of correspondents stating their difficulty in staying awake, averaging with almost 80 students. OT course ranked second from PT in terms of stating their difficulty in staying awake with 40 plus correspondents. We therefore concluded that BS Physical Therapy students of the College of Rehabilitation Sciences in the University of Santo Tomas have a majority of less than 5 hours of sleep each night, and therefore would have a greater number in their difficulty in staying awake. But albeit these variables, they still remain to have a fairly good quality of sleep.